Are we live? Yeah, we are. Hi. So, can everybody hear me well? Yes, everyone can hear me fine. Rod, can you hear me? Please tell me you can hear me. Please just say yes. Yes, you can hear me? Yes? Good? I don't know. I don't have any feedback from this. Okay, sweet. All right, so you're probably wondering where Adele is. She's just on a call at the moment, a little business call. So that's why I'm here, and she's going to be very cross at me because she told me not to and to like I did in the last one. So I've already started with a bit of that, and I'm probably going to be in trouble. It kind of is what it is. Okay, so for today, quick simple session. We're going to go over the audit report. We're going to get excited for Mainnet. We're going to go again just over the exchanges, just to make sure that everybody has a clear idea of what's happening with the different exchanges. Before anybody asks, no, there are no new exchanges planned. Sorry. The next bits and pieces will be, we'll do a little bit of tech, I think, as well. I think everybody is kind of keen to get into the tech side of it, maybe not, specifically with regards to the report as well, the audit report. So we'll do a little bit of a Q&A after that. If you guys got any questions or anything of that nature, then we can sit back and go through all of those bits and pieces. If you got any other questions as well about staking, masternodes, all of that. There is a cool thing, just by the way, that we're going to talk about with masternodes, something that was completed basically a few hours ago. So wait for that. That's going to be pretty cool. Then mobile wallets, and then we'll talk about the transition as well. I know there's a lot of people that are going to have questions, like what exchanges are doing which bits and pieces, and which the whole swaps process and all of that sort of thing. So we'll go through some of that as well. In the meantime, there is I need to get this right, the bottle of champagne, because this is the final Friday. This is literally the final Friday of DAPS token. It's kind of scary. It's kind of cool, but it's still kind of scary in a way. It's been a long journey. It's been a very long journey. I know a lot of you will be sitting here going, yeah, I remember back from, the days which we don't speak of. It's, yes, Rod. It has been one hell of a journey. And we're happy to have you guys with us. We really are. It's been incredible, to say the least. So, invite us. Yeah, it's been great. We've really enjoyed the journey. There's been things that, obviously there's ups, there's downs, there's lulls in between where we sort of go, what's really happening. But I think as a community and as a group, you guys have stuck with us, and that's what really makes a difference. Though is I hope at least that you see things in us that you go, hey, yeah, these guys are cool, these guys are trustworthy, they do what they said, they do what they say they're going to do, and that we're doing things the right way. Greetings from Switzerland. Yeah, I still need to go to Switzerland one of these days. I've never been there. I heard it's absolutely fantastic. Okay, questions. Who's got a question first up? Type me a question. Ask me anything. AMA. Even the mods will probably have questions for me. I know this. Andy will have a question. He always does. He's always questioning everything. I'm from Seattle. Still need to go to Seattle as well. I'll go to Washington State. It'd be pretty cool. Only the cheese. Win Lambo. No, you don't. No. Win Lambo, win Binance. Thanks, Jason. Will multi-sig wallets be released at Mainnet? Yes, they will. The multi-sig wallets, we're testing them currently. I did a test with the team last night. It went relatively well. There were one or two little niggles that we still have to iron out, but yeah, they will definitely be there. Why are you guys not planning to launch DAPS on other exchanges? It's a very simple question, or not a simple question, a simple answer. There's not many exchanges that meet our criteria. We're not just going to simply list on anything just for the sake of listing. What that does is it spreads your market too thin. And you end up in a scenario whereby you'll have such thin buy walls or such thin volume on exchanges that it doesn't really help you at all. The other part of it is listings and listing fees. I mean, there are some of these exchanges that we've spoken to. Again, we're under NDA, so pretty much if we had to actually tell you, like, hey, this exchange, asked this much, they'd never touch us again. But they are ludicrous, some of them. They're absolutely stupid. They seem to think that we have millions of dollars just to simply throw away and throw at them. And no, we don't. We're not one of these super rich ICOs that just keep, going through phases of selling and selling and selling and selling and selling and building up 10 or 20 or $50 million in certain circumstances and then just going bust because of, mismanagement or a bad product, whatever the scenario is. So the reason why we're not planning on other exchanges is because we're happy with the ones that we have. We don't feel that there's any at the moment that are in the affordability range that are worth it. They just aren't. It doesn't make sense to go on them. DAPS Dog, how am I today? Yeah, good on you, buddy. I'm good. When will mobile wallets be released? They'll be about a week or two after the mainnet release. Now, the main reason for this is there are a few things that we're still ironing out with the mobile wallets. The mobile wallets are full wallets, right? So it's the same as like a desktop wallet. You can, you do all your transactions, things like that. It's not a light wallet. But there's still a few things that we're working on because we've been so focused on making sure that everything to do with the audit was sorted out. That was our primary focus initially, and thereafter what happened was we started coming up with a few. We've actually got some pretty cool ideas. We've got some pretty really awesome, cool things that we're working on right now, which I know it's a little bit close to the release date, and trust me, I'm like, ooh, it's got to be done. But so the mobile wallets will be about a week or two after. Is Binance an option? Binance is always an option, but again, listing fees, applications, all of that sort of thing. I mean, we would love to get that question handled of when Binance, but it's not necessarily going to be something that's going to happen anytime soon. Binance is a different beast entirely, whereby they have their application process and you just are subjected to it. Whatever the scenario is, and that's the way you have to deal with it. How many megabytes will the PC wallet be initially? If you're talking about storage size, it's going to be about 46 megabytes, I believe. That's the last sort of thing that I checked. Can you talk around the adoption of DAPS after the launch of Mainnet, besides running masternodes and doing it? Okay. So yeah, that is one of the things that we started focusing on it around consensus. And then it sort of started tapering off as we've started nearing close to Mainnet, because we've got to prioritize these things. The main adoption points of DAPS is obviously usability, like how people will be able to use the DAPS. What will you actually be able to do with it? Is it just going to sit there and just stake and masternode and blah? That's really not what makes a good project. What makes a good project is the ability to move into that usability phase. Fortunately, or unfortunately, either way, but I think fortunately, we have some very good contacts within different organizations that we're currently talking to. I don't want to jump the gun, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to do the whole, we're partnering with this company, and then it doesn't happen, and then the price goes up, and then people go, oh well, you were just talking nonsense, and down it goes. Not that I'm price focused, but more that I'm realistic. I don't want to give you guys false expectations. So that is one of the key things that we are concentrating on, but we're not focusing on it right at this immediate moment, because we want to get Mainnet out. We want to make sure that the product is stable. We want to make sure that all of these issues and everything else will be sorted out. All right, what's next? How are regular Joes getting to know DAPS? Again, fantastic question. We actually had this come up at the publicized blockchain sales pitchy thing that we did. it's something we're working on. We need to be able to get the communication right to where the average Joe in the street who doesn't know anything even about crypto can understand what our mission and what our goal is. We do kind of have that sorted on the privacy side of things, where a lot of people do agree that privacy and data privacy is a thing. But again, the communication as to why they should actually invest in DAPS and what that gains them over other coins that they may have heard of is still in the pipeline. We're still trying to refine that. Any suggestions you guys may have in terms of like, hey, maybe you should say this, or maybe this is how you can explain it to average Joe, please get a hold of me. Let me know. I'm more than willing to use all of your brains to get this going. Will Swaps Network be available right away for atomic swaps, OTC? Not immediately. And that'll still take a little bit of a while to integrate into their MyWish system. So it will be soonish after Mainnet, but we haven't got a set date on that. When planning to get DAPS GitHub public? That'll be public as soon as Mainnet goes live. So once it goes in, boom, live, yay, big party, everybody's drinking champagne and partying and loving it. That's when you'll get it in the public public GitHub. Sorry if there's how long will okay, so the transition process is open for 60 days. That's it. Although I'm trying to understand, and you're little like big little alley face. I don't quite understand the context of your question though, but I'm assuming it has to do with time frame. So it'll be 60 days from Mainnet release. Are you afraid at all of global governments banning privacy coins at some point in the future? How do you see? You know what, Jan? No, I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it at all, because all that a network takes is two people. That's it. That's all that these peer-to-peer networks need, is just two people to be communicating with each other and exchanging value. That's it. Governments cannot ban it. They cannot sit there and go, you're not allowed to use this piece of software. You're allowed to use it, right? They may try and clamp down on it in other ways. They may force ISPs to not allow certain communications technologies to be used, or they may port scan or something of that nature. And we are looking into ways around that as well. We ripped out Tor originally because it's genuinely unsecure. But we are looking into other technologies that are going to be doing IP masking and HTTP traffic, or not HTTP, but traffic rerouting. So no, I'm not. Governments can try and ban these things. Governments have had the war on drugs going for what, like 30 years, and they kind of lost that. How do you assess the current interest into our blockchain after the audit on a scale from 1 to 10? It's a very difficult question to answer. From my personal perspective, I think the interest is massively there, because we've proven, there is unequivocal proof. We have the code. It does what it says on the tin, and it's secure. I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at a 10. I don't know how all the rest of you are. Feel free to comment in there. On a scale of 1 to 10, how interested, how happy are you with the whole thing? Any partnerships on the way? Third time I'm asking. Okay. Any partnerships on the way? Yes, there is one that Adel is busy working on. I cannot remember the name of the organization. I'm sorry, but it is with regards to trustless masternode hosting. So that's definitely, that is on its way. Other than new partnerships, really right now we're focusing on Mainnet. Partnerships can happen afterwards. Once we've got a stable working product that we can showcase to the public and we can showcase to potential partners, at that point, then we'll start looking at further partnerships. But right now, Mainnet first. All right, what's next? Bounced on my boys. DAPS did this right now. I understand that Mainnet is a big deal, but what will be the next big thing? Do we have the right marketing channels? We do have the right marketing channels, in my personal opinion. Adel's obviously the marketing expert. I am the techie guy. I'm the guy with the caffeine IV and a pizza in the room and just sitting, working away, managing, making sure that all of this gets built. I do believe we have the right marketing channels. I think we're good. How do you actually start the button? Do you flip a switch and off we go? Okay. Two people with security keys. This is not a nuclear launch sub, so we don't have to, we don't have little keys that you have to turn simultaneously. No. What happens is the developers who are currently actually putting together the environment for us, what they do is they spin up proof of work miners. These proof of work miners are specifically built for us. They do the pre-mine of the 60 billion coins over, I think it's several hours actually that it takes to get done. But they do it over a course of 500 blocks. During that time frame, we have to very carefully manage, because at that point we'll already have, everybody knows, like I told them last time, we'll have 12 staking nodes and 12 master nodes to support the network initially. So during that time frame, they get all of those up and running and make sure that everything balances itself out. But literally, yeah, it's pretty much a case of hit an exe, a executable binary, and just off it goes. DAPS a successful Moedo. Is that Portuguese? I can't understand. I think that's Portuguese. Rod, translate for me, please. I like your approach to the secure network first before pushing partnerships. Yeah. To us, look, again, it's the whole privacy thing. Like, a lot of people would go I2P. Oh, I2P is fantastic. And yes, I2P is fantastic. I know I'm mentioning another coin here. Don't shoot me. But it's one that everybody knows about anyway. Like I was reading the other day, Verge. Verge have got this, we use Tor and I2P. That's impossible. You can't use them both at the same time. You can't use Tor and I2P. Layer upon layer, which layer is the one that's actually sitting on top and which one's the one that's doing the translations? Not complete nonsense. I2P is good. Tor is rubbish. The government owns most of the exit nodes in any case. We are looking at, and I've been following the progression of a group called Loki. So LokiNet, fantastic bunch. They're really doing some awesome stuff in the space. They've got a beta up and running right now. And hopefully that will come about very, very soon. And we'll be able to go, yeah, we're partnering with Loki, and then we'll use their systems in order to facilitate network communications.
Hello. I've finally done with my call.
There it is. There it is. There she is.
Hello, everybody. Okay, that's enough. Hey, everybody. Sorry about that. I was just on a call, actually with my lawyer, having some issues with the buy box agreement. So that's
I thought you weren't going to mention it.
Well, I need to tell them, because I need to tell them that they need to withdraw their tokens.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, my foot.
Yeah, just now run over your foot and you can screen.
So, yes, buy box is currently on hold. We're going through legal proceedings there.
Trying to get the DAPS coin shirt in. That's too
DAPS coin. See, that's why I said you need to wear the gecko. Yes, so if you do have your tokens on Buybox, please remove them, put them in your own wallet or Stakes or TXBit, whatever you decide to do.
Bitmart.
Well, Bitmart's pretty good. I didn't struggle with them as much as previously with the token.
Yeah, they were very, very, very
easy. With the token listing was quite a mission, but this time it's been easier. They're pretty good. And TXBit, the team's awesome. I really hope their exchange grows big.
Sorry, I'm reading questions.
Yeah. Hey, Cor, nice to see you. Oh, let me see who's here so I can say hello. Rodrigo.
Rod's here.
Nerd. Hey, Nerd for life. Nerd for life. I like that. That's such a cool name. Who's here? DAPS Dog. I recognize Jason.
Maru's here. Crypto. There's Maru as well.
Who?
Maru.
Oh, yes. Hello, Maru. So good to see all of you. I wish we could bring everybody on screen. That would be so cool. We'll do a DAPS party.
That would absolutely kill any bandwidth that we already have. Yeah, great Australian internet.
So I was busy. So if you've got your tokens on Buybox, please remove them. It's currently under, like I said, legal proceedings. They will announce that all token trading will stop on the 29th, and that until further notice.
No ums. You told me no ums.
Until further notice. So yes, please. Sorry about that, but yeah, there's some stuff that they've asked for, and now extra clauses and things that wasn't agreed upon. And I'm putting my foot down, and I'm like, no, that was not agreed upon. The lawyer is dealing with it, so sorry for the inconvenience, but we're working on it, fighting for what's right.
Well, we're fighting for what's fair, because realistically, what they came back with was something that we sat back and went, how can you ask this? This isn't part of the original agreement. This isn't part of the original agreement. What are you doing here? They even said, I'm going to say it because forget it, we're already saying it. They didn't even want to accept the audit from Red4Sec because it wasn't one of their partner auditors who had done
Which I've investigated. That's not even as good as Red4Sec.
Oh, most of them you can't even find any data on. They're just, I'm pretty sure they're just subsidiaries.
I think they probably get a kickback.
No, they're subsidiaries of Buybox, I reckon. But anyway, besides the point.
Yes, so if everybody had to know, like I always say, all this stuff project leaders have to deal with behind the scenes. I think we can make it Kim Kardashian, the Kardashian show. It's quite drama every day. Anyway, so enough about the drama. Yay, Mainnet's Monday.
Why do you bring up the Kardashians? Ew.
Because it's the best non-reality show.
No, it's not reality, my ass.
It is reality.
Reality, my ass.
Okay, where are we?
Well, JW's got a quick question here. Will you engage a third party to get more adoption? No, man, don't scroll.
Oh, so you're still back
there.
Up here.
To get more adoption beyond masternodes in the market. Needing to push DAPS forward. Okay, I'm not entirely sure around what you mean beyond,
you're saying third parties.
masternodes.
Third parties, so like ATMs and payment systems and
ATMs actually probably.
DAPS in games.
ATMs probably no.
PlayStation.
Well, and a lot of people are going to go, why won't you put it on ATMs? Well, ATMs are a de-anonymization technique.
Oh, yes. Yes, we can't do that.
Let's think about that for a minute. How safe is your transaction if you are entering, and I get it, exchanges also have KYC, and they also have, the minute you do a transaction with...
That's better.
Now you're taller than me. I don't like this. So with exchanges having KYC, anytime you do an exchange on a privacy coin on an exchange, yes, fair enough. That particular transaction is de-anonymized. It's the same thing with an ATM, but an ATM actually goes even further because with the exchanges, they have certain legal agreements that they have to abide to that are governed by the government in which they reside, whereas a lot of banks do not. So
I wonder how Dash is doing it. Well, Dash is very regulated though. I don't really see them too much as a privacy coin anymore. Everything with them is regulated and compliant.
There's a question about price. We don't comment on price.
Price?
Yeah. There's like, what do you think the price is going to be? We don't comment on price.
No idea.
The price will be whatever you guys decided that it is, and anybody new coming in, whether they're happy with it or not. That's it. End of it's up to you guys. What is going to be the biggest difference between DAPS and Verge? Like you needed to ask.
Yeah, well, a lot of people do ask that. So let's just take a step back here.
Proper technology, proper people running it, no weird partnerships that we know of yet.
Well, from a marketing perspective, I can understand that move because, say it, the porn industry is one of the most visited industries in the world. Okay. So strictly from a marketing standpoint, I understand the move, but I don't think they understood their audience, and that move, it didn't sit well with the audience. And unfortunately, marketing is a very difficult game. You have to understand the audience, who's going to use it, and how they're going to react to that. I think Verge just lacked a bit of market research, but I do understand the decision to pick that industry, but we'll leave it there. We're not talking about Verge.
But realistically, it was something that they thought would help, and it didn't. It blew up. Same like again, I go Zcoin, fantastic bunch of people. Absolutely love Ruben. He's awesome. Fantastic. Great project. 5 million merchants worldwide actually now use Zcoin, and the price went.
It's tough.
It just doesn't make sense.
Let's see what else we
Right.
have.
So I have my coins in my Ether wallet. Do I have to move them somewhere? Yes, Crypto Abyss. You have to. You are best to use the swaps.network solution. Once you have the coin down, once you have your PC wallet downloaded and you've got your DAPS address and everything else, go through that process. If you feel that that process you're not going to be able to do it in time, or that you are uncomfortable doing the process, then Stex, TXBit, Bitmart, they'll do it for you.
There's
What?
From a Russian friend.
Is it possible in the future to use one seed phrase to enter desktop wallet and mobile? Oh, okay. So I actually did have a chat with, for our Russian guys, you'll know Lavris. Lavris did actually ask me this today. It's something that we've not necessarily tested. And I'm going to be honest here. Like a lot of people go, oh, well, yeah, well, absolutely. No. It's something we haven't tested yet. Theoretically, the way that the blockchains are structured is that all of the data with regards to the specific wallet that is linked to the private key sits on the blockchain. So technically speaking, you wouldn't lose any funds because it's all just UTXOs flying in and out all over the place from person to person. However, what we don't know is whether or not you being on your mobile device and having your for example, your staking wallet on your PC, if the two of them connect at the same time, whether there's going to be some form of conflict and whether or not there will be a form of peer banning of either your wallet or your mobile device. It is something that we are going to test. It's something that once the mobile wallets are out, I wouldn't advise you do anyway. I would always advise that you have your mobile wallet and your PC wallet. Keep your spendable funds if you really want to in your mobile wallet, because obviously it doesn't stake. And then keep your staking balances on your PC wallet, so that at least at that point in time, if something does go wrong with one, it's not going to affect the other.
Yeah, and I think to add to that, Andrew, is just to say that people need to realize that all the amount of technologies we've bundled together, so the ring city, the bulletproofs, all the private stuff, I think what makes the technology so complex, and hence why we have the mobile versus desktop wallet issue, is because it's so private. So it was interesting for me because I have access to Jira and all the personal chat groups and all that, where all the devs communicate every day. So I check in on what's going on and if there's any issues and stuff. And I've been following the conversations, and it made me realize that if you want to hide everything, they all need to talk to each other. So somewhere there needs to be a data point. But because of all the technologies we've put together, it's quite hard to put the systems in place to say, this is the data, this is how much it is, because it's so private. And that's just putting it in very plain language.
Yeah.
Why it's so complex. And I get it now, and that's why.
Okay, do I need technical skills to run a master node by Hampu? Hampu? How do you say that? Anyway, no, technically not. I mean, obviously, if you want to run your own, there's going to be you have to have a level of technical skill in order to set up the machine, go through the different processes. Either that, or you can just simply use Snowd, or the other one that Adel's going to tell you about in a bit. So yeah, look, there's always an option for different people at different skill levels, but I would say probably do some reading on it anyway. See if you can get a hold of the Masternode guide that's on our forum,
and on the website,
and go through that and just try and understand that. I think that'll give you a lot of insight. Ja, Andries, sy sit my op my plek. Sy sit my op my plek.
Ek sit op my plek.
Ja, nee. Kyk. Once we send our tokens to the specific address, how long will it take to receive our DAPS coins? That's a bit subjective, because when obviously you're doing a transaction from sort of point A to point B, that is on the Ethereum network, so you have to wait for that to happen. Once that's confirmed on our side, then we have to initiate the transaction on our side, and then that has to go through our systems. Half an hour would probably be enough. If it takes longer than that, I'd be surprised. But again, all of you guys are going to be absolutely smashing the Ethereum network, so it's
going to be interesting.
It's going to, yeah. We can't. I can't sit back, and I'm not going to sit back and give you a guarantee that I cannot personally stand by.
It might probably be a good idea to wait a day or two after the initial rush and then do it.
Well, you got 60 days to do it.
Yes, you got 60
It just
days.
depends on how quickly
And
you
the
want to.
exchanges might not. Okay, so this is another thing I want to mention.
Yep.
The exchanges might not necessarily trade us immediately on the 30th. Now, the only reason for that is, number one, it's integration, and number two, time zones, and number three, the fact that we are not legally allowed to trade the token and the coin at the same time. So that's why I've told all exchanges to hold and stop all token trading on the 29th, and thank goodness most of them accommodated. So you've got up until the 29th. Now remember, some exchanges are in China time zone and others are in US time zone, so there will be a bit of a change, so don't get confused. If you're in the US, it's a day behind where China is. So remember that. So exchanges are stopping on 29th. I think stacks are going to be pretty good. They're already busy with the GitHub. They're already busy with integration. It sounds to me like they want to just go on the 30th, do the swap, start trading immediately. So that might happen, and that would be fantastic if it can, but it might be only a day later. So please keep that in mind. If you need to trade or anything like that, all trading will stop on the 29th, and it might be the day or day back, depending on where you live.
Depending where you are,
Yes, and then please bear with us as the integration happens, and the trading might not be immediately. It might be the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th.
It's a bit of a juggling.
We're trying obviously as fast as possible. The exchange is trying as fast as possible.
Correct.
We're not having any issues with Bitmart, TXBit, or what's the other one? Stakes. So no issues. So that's good.
Borat is asking, any plan to list DAPS on a bigger exchange?
Yes, of course.
We want to.
Absolutely.
Again, I would say rewind probably about 10, 15 minutes, however long it is, and see what I said earlier about the exchanges. That's really good.
Look, we definitely, like I've said in the previous live stream as well, we want to expand. Absolutely. I mean, if I can grow on Binance tomorrow, I'd do it, but we need to follow the steps. I want to see that our chain is stable and secure. So I would say realistically, give it about 3 to 6 months from Mainnet launch for them to see that we are stable.
Is what it is.
I can't comment more on that.
Marcio, how about smart contracts? Yes, smart contracts are coming. They're coming. They're not going to be here yet. I mean, smart contracts are huge to the point where we actually have to hard fork the chain at the time that we implement smart contracts. So don't expect it anytime soon, but it is number one on my wish list. So yeah, it's happening.
And when Binance, there's the question. I just want to add to this quickly.
No. He's messing with. He's messing
I know. I want to add to the thing I just mentioned about exchanges. Most of them as well, that's bigger exchanges, they require minimum volume per day. Some is 1 million, 20 million, 10 million. BitMax wants 50 million USD traded per day before they list you. So it's not just the security deposits and the listing fees, but it's also the minimum volume. Other exchanges also require minimum users that you guarantee. That's 20 to 50,000 users that you guarantee. So it's really, really hard. So if we do announce a new exchange listing, just know it was a work in progress for 6 months.
Like I said, it's all ICO market based. That's really what it is. Question from Sam on Telegram: where does DAPS aim to be in 5 years' time? Still here. Are you planning on getting to your goal destination? Well, look, we're always planning on getting to the goal. The goal is be the number one privacy coin in crypto. There's a lot of steps along that way. A lot of things need to fall into place in order for that to happen. And we're not a small fish in a big pond, but we're not a big fish yet either. We're sort of in the middle, sort of medium fishy. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing right now, I think. But we'll eventually get there. Hopefully, again, it comes down to guys like you. You guys supporting us is what gets us there. Without you guys, we don't get there. Is that simple?
I mean, Monero is 5 years old.
Monero is 5 years old. Zcoin's 5, 6.
Are they older?
Yeah, no, they're 4 years old. So yeah, I mean, we haven't even launched yet. We're zero.
Yes. Mainnet,
yeah. We're zero. Like in terms of like having an actual coin and having your own mainnet and everything else, we're still
zero. Yes.
Ready. Snowed is very easy to set up on. Yeah. Okay, cool. Missed that one. What about the tokens trapped on Blue Trade and Cryptopia? Will they have a chance to swap? Okay.
Sorry, can I stop you? There's an important one. Can you maintain a network at a sufficient level until the master nodes are launched?
Yes.
We discussed it, but you could just repeat it again.
So yes, we will. We, as the team, we are going to be standing up, and what I mean the team, I'm talking about the developers themselves, and not not
moderators.
us,
Yeah,
not us and the moderators. What they do, what the moderators do with their coins is up to them, right? We don't control them. They do their own thing. From our perspective and from the dev perspective, we'll be standing up 12 staking nodes and 12 master nodes that will be helping the network along until such time as we deem it okay in order to take them down, in order to tear those servers down. What we will do first, before we tear them down, is we will work out what the rewards are. We will pull the rewards into a wallet. They're not coming to us. They're not going to the team. They're not going to the moderators. They will go back to you guys. How that happens, we don't know yet. We may run a competition or something like that, but we don't just want to try and split. Let's say it's 100,000 coins. We don't want to try and split 100,000 coins across 5,000 people. That's going to be kind of stupid. So what we'll do is we'll work out a way in order to be able to give those coins back to one or more members of the community, however that happens. What about so Nerd for Life, yes. Actually, Grant Thornton is one of the things that we want to discuss a little bit later, so I'll leave that. For Blue Trade, I know that DKill has placed a link in, I believe it's official, and the lounge and tech support with regards to Blue Trade's new desk service. I believe there's already 1 or 2 people that have used it and have got their coins already. Please go there, look at it, engage with Blue Trade. You guys need to get on them. We cannot affect Blue Trade in the slightest at all.
There's a new link for them as well. The old Zendesk. Okay, yeah, the old Zendesk link is different.
I just told them.
Don't pull
So
faces.
the Grant Thornton, on the other hand, we're going to talk about that in a bit. What's your marketing strategy for the near future? I don't know. Maybe we'll do a flash mob somewhere. That's your department.
We'll go flash mobbing around the world. Okay, no, regarding marketing in the future, I think what I should do is possibly, I'll type up something that includes the strategy moving forward, short-term goals, medium goals, long-term goals, available budget as well for marketing. People are very expensive in crypto. It's not cheap industry. Anyway, but it would definitely include influencers, publications, guides. I actually spoke this morning. I had a meeting. Yes, this morning I had a meeting with the educational platform that I want to partner with so we can do some education about DAPS. They do fantastic infographics, courses, guides, things like that, because I do realize that we need to make DAPS easier to understand. So stay tuned for another partner being announced in that side of stuff. And then we have, what was the other thing? Oh, that was another masternode partner that will be announced next week. We found someone else as well after some research that we think is pretty good to use, so we'll support them. So we'll announce it. But I think what I'll do is I'll put the marketing plan together and publish that to you guys, and then you can give feedback if there's anything you think you've missed that might be good to do, or what you feel about it for 2020. Give your feedback.
Yeah, please compare briefly other privacy coins with DAPS, or what they can do and what they can't. Look,
that's a long answer.
It is a long one. I'll give you the short answer. Every coin is almost unique unto itself. PIVX is optional security. We don't. Ours is mandatory. We have three different methods of income streams, which is masternode, staking, and POA miners. And please, everybody, run POA miners. They're very important. Monero has ring CT, bulletproofs, all of that sort of thing. The same stuff that we've got.
But they're also not fully private.
Well, they
debatable.
Yeah, there's a debatableness about it, but that's due to the history of things and blah. The main thing is every single coin has something unique about it that makes it completely individual. For us, it's the fact that you have, for one of the first times, you have a completely trustless setup, staking and masternode system that doesn't require any sort of weird song and dance as you usually do with zero knowledge scenarios. Privacy is important, but what exactly is DAPS supporting to make private? Is it the legal or illegal transaction activities? So Gamers Villa, you know what? The whole legal versus illegal thing, look.
We could talk hours on that.
Like 85% of money laundering still takes place in cash. 92% of transactions that are done by illegal entities still involve the banks. We are no more or less prone to. In fact, I think we're actually probably less prone to illegal activities and bad actors in the greater realm of things than the banks are. You could make the argument that yes, pure privacy means that people will try and use it for money laundering purposes, etc., etc., etc. If that was the case, Monero would be number one on CoinGecko, not CoinMarketCap. But Monero would be up there. They are right now probably,
I think 10th.
Without us, they're about 10th at the moment, but they're a really good privacy coin, right? Fluffy Pony aside. They're a really good privacy coin, and if massive money laundering was an issue within the crypto world, come on, they were no. It's a scenario whereby I understand where your question's coming from. I understand that you sort of want to know that, but we've really got to look at it in terms of real world scenarios and where most money laundering and illegal activities take place, and it is still to this day cash, banks, and to a smaller extent, money laundering through casinos. It's kind of the scenario. Is it technically possible to purchase DAPS from the DAPS website? No, not yet. But once we have the OTC desk up with Swaps Network, then yes, it won't be directly from our site. You'll have to go through their backend and their systems. But yeah, OTC desk is coming. Andres, give us some tips on how and what we need. What you need to run a POA miner, Andres, is a Windows box and an internet connection. That's it. It's a CPU miner, so you don't have to have all of these weird fancy mining rigs with a whole bunch of GPUs and all of that all over the place. It's a standard CPU miner. Spin it up in your Windows box and let it go.
There's also when will mobile wallets be available?
That's already answered a few minutes back.
He wants to know now. Just answer.
Around about a week or two after mainnet release.
Is DAPS the first fully private audited coin in the market? Good question.
Pre-audited? Maybe because of the pre-audited. That being said, I do know that Zcoin went out with an audit. I don't know if it was at the time or just before. And there are a few other projects that are not necessarily pure privacy coins that have done audits before.
We can get the research team to find out for us.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, but I think we might be. At least if we're not the first, we're in the first 5 or 10. I'm dead sure.
Andy, please put that on the to-do list. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, they will be automatically done, Adel.
Oh, yes, stakes. Yes, stakes will auto swap for you. Again, it's at your own risk.
Yeah, never leave coins there unless you have to on any exchange. I don't care who they are. Just don't.
Have other coins taken action on your responsible disclosure? Yes, Zcoin has.
Okay, so no, well, I mean,
yes.
Let's quantify.
Okay, the tech dude can explain it.
Let's quantify things first.
Okay.
Responsible disclosure has been done by Red4Sec to affected parties, mainly Dash and Pivex. They have sent them the necessary details. I don't think they've responded as yet, but they have been sent the details.
And then all
now, we had attempted to get a hold of them previously in order to let them know. There was very little to no communications about it. We did get a hold of Zcoin, and we did let them know all of the issues before it was published, because we have a very good relationship with them, and we really want to sort of keep that relationship nice, and we want to keep it spinning. They, I believe, have taken care of all of the issues that there are. If you guys have any questions about that, feel free to hit up the Zcoin people. But yeah, they're on the ball with that. They're really moving quickly.
Can you comment on
specific issues?
No. Can you comment on the fact that other Dash and Pivex clones are affected
Well,
by what we found?
There is a possibility that any and all Dash and PIVX clones may, and I emphasize may.
Yep.
Be affected by some of the issues that we have found. The reason why we say that is because those issues are still relevant in Dash and PIVX today, right now. I'm not going to specify which ones because I don't think that would be right. But there are issues that were uncovered in our code, which was fixed, which was an issue previously and is still today. So whether they do anything about it or not, it's up to them. Where were we? Adele, what are you looking for from the community to really support the DAPS project? That one's yours. I'm gonna have a drink of water.
Yeah, just get thirsty and talk so much, eh? I think really from the community, it's just being engaged. That helps a lot. Keeping the channels busy, having conversation, helping us to share the stuff from the forum. The forum will eventually rank really well in Google if there's a lot of activity. So when people start searching DAPS masternodes, the forum content will pop up. So we'll attract more people to sign up there. I think if we really get active on the forum, it will rank really, really well. And it's much easier for us to really digest the content there than rather just straight off the website. Then obviously social media shares, talking to family, talking to friends, reaching out to people. Or if you find a service or something that you think we can integrate with, then please message one of the mods, tell them about it. Or if you know of somebody, we literally take all the DMs that we receive. We have a massive ClickUp list that Andy, DQ, Prime, all of them are helping us with for research. We do our due diligence to try and pick the most secure or safest or reliable services. So that's why we just don't just jump to anything that gets proposed. But we do research all of them, and they all stay in ClickUp, and we keep looking back to check on these things. So social media activity, engagement, support the forum. What else is there? Obviously investing.
Yeah, go buy DAPS.
Using the coin, masternodes, setting up masternodes, staking, all of that.
Just
to help.
I think be a constructive member of the community.
That's the biggest thing.
Find a way, if you can, that you can help. Help yourself, help other people in the community, teach people about DAPS, even help us. Come to us and say, hey, listen, have you guys thought of this? Have you guys started doing that? What's the scenario with this?
Anything, even the marketing gurus here do market analysis for
being
us.
a constructive, valuable member of the community in whatever way you feel is best for you to do that, that's what we need.
And especially now, once Mainnet's out, if there's a lot of you guys that are really experienced on the technical level, we're going to need that moving forward. We need you to be active on the forum. We need your feedback. We need you to go dig in the GitHub now once we go open source. Yay! That's happening next week. Going open source, finally.
Go digging it.
So that's going to be amazing. So I think that's the best way, don't be rude, to contribute towards our
48 minutes already, and we haven't even got to anything.
What, do you want champagne?
No, I don't want champagne. Champagne gives
you
me
want whiskey?
Champagne gives me a headache. Rod, I get asked this a lot. So opening a DAPS market after the exchanges do the conversion. Okay, so Rod, yeah, like Adele said, it's really up to the exchanges as to when and how they open it. We're trying to coordinate it as closely as possible so that you don't get one market opening and everybody sort of flooding over there. But realistically, it's up to them. We have asked them to be as close as possible to the launch date. Obviously, they have to wait for us to give them the coins. So we do sort of have that element of like, okay, cool, right, coins have been sent there, and potentially we can notify you guys about that.
Because they need the node IP addresses and something else, which we're only going to spin up over this weekend or something. So I need to give them that.
Technically, yes. Yeah. And forgot about the new forum. No, seriously, how can you forget about the forum?
Yes, sign up, please.
What's more profitable, stake or masternode? In general, profitability comes down to the seesaw rewards. So if everybody's running masternodes, then your stake is actually going to be getting more because they're going to be getting 540 DAPS per minute instead of the 360 that they would normally get. Overall, I would say you could potentially hedge your bets and run both. Realistically, you're looking at about between a 4 to 12% return on investment per annum. Again, depending on the number of nodes on the network and how it all works round robin wise. The master nodes are generally considered to be slightly better because if you have a equal 50-50 split of master nodes and staking wallets, the master nodes will still have the benefit of the seesaw rewards. But the minute that goes to 51%, then the seesaw rewards will flick back over to the staking nodes. So it's pretty much it's almost the same, but I'd say probably master nodes nudge staking wallets out by just a little bit. Staking wallets, obviously, you run it on your own computer, it just costs you electricity and potentially internet data. That's really about it there. Good Q&A, clear and very honest. Thank you very much. Any idea of the returns on one masternode? Actually, gamers, jump into Telegram, have a chat to Alchemic J. I know he has a very impressive spreadsheet that he worked out that has all of these details on it, and you can definitely gain a lot of information from there, and you can plug in different bits and pieces, things like that.
There's also a rewards calculator on our website. It's tricky to operate, but it's there. It's there. And then also, Bitmart, yes, Bitmart is listing Mainnet, and it's also doing an auto swap.
Yeah, Bitmart is good.
Forum. Okay, now you can read that.
Now we became technically very strong. What's our adoption plan? That is the most important thing for success. Actually, it's funny you mentioned Koinomi. I did have very, very good discussions with them after consensus, and we did get quite a ways along down that road. To be honest, just with me having to focus so much on getting Mainnet out and all of the different aspects around the technicalities of the system, we haven't really been communicating that much with the guys at Koinomi. I am going to get back in contact with them for sure. We definitely want to go on Koinomi, and they are very, very keen to have us on board as well from the last conversations we had. So yeah, Koinomi is definitely on.
And there's another
Atomic Wallets. Atomic Wallet rings a bell for some reason. I don't know why. Andy will probably remind me and go, "Hey, this is the reason why."
And there was another Swift blockchain. That's it. Swift. Yes, we're also busy in talks with them, where it's like they find the best price for something and they buy it for you in the wallet. It's very
interesting stuff.
Yeah, I need to send the new documentation to you so you can look at it.
I know the benefit of going open source, but isn't it risky that others may steal the new code? Look, realistically, because the code is going to go open source under the MIT solution or the MIT license, they have to credit us with being developers ahead of them. The whole point of crypto is to share. Realistically, I mean, obviously Satoshi Nakamoto, Hal Finney, who you want to call him. Yeah.
Craig Wright.
Thanks for blowing it out the water. Look, in terms of the tenets of crypto and what it is, really, it's about sharing. It's about sharing that code. Do I mind if somebody steals the code? Yeah, I kind of do. Credit us with it. Say, hey, listen, we got this from the DAPS team. Do I mind if people start popping up, different versions of the chain all over the place? Well, they say that, what's that saying?
Once they copy you, it's the biggest compliment.
Yeah, that thing, I can't remember it now. To be cloned, it's something along the lines of like to be copied is the greatest form of flattery.
Yes.
That's how it goes. And I'm just like,
I hope in the next year everybody will just walk around. Oh, it's just another DAPS clone. It's just another DAPS clone. That would be so cool.
Oh,
it's
my word.
Free advertising.
It's easy turn. PK's here. Hide your food. He's going to eat all of it. See, there you go. There's Andy. Atomic Wallet is a desktop wallet. Means you can hold your own keys. See, there you go. That's Andy. Andy always reminds us.
Oh, needing to go through exchanges. Yes.
Imitation. That's it. Imitation is the greatest
There we go.
form
Thank
of
you, Essie.
See, This is why we need you guys here, because sometimes we sort of get a little bit fuzzy. All right, let's get. Can we please do this list?
I think we've covered all of it.
We haven't covered all of it.
Ah, so you pick one.
All right, I'll pick the audit report. So,
yes.
Audit reports, for those of you that maybe don't know, for most of you probably do, audit report was successfully carried out by Red4Sec. All issues have been sorted out. There were 38 issues in total. Of those issues, if my memory serves me correctly, I believe 3 of them were critical, 5 were high. There were several mediums and then low and informational ones that made up the bulk of it. The low and informational ones are ones that, or informational is basically, look, hey, you've got this thing, it doesn't really make a difference, fix it if you want. We fixed them. Low is kind of similar, but low is a little bit more like, hey, somebody could really try and exploit this. Maybe you should look at it. We fixed them. The medium ones is where it starts getting interesting, because those are the ones where people can start actually stringing things together and going, hey, listen, there's an even larger exploit at hand. We fixed all of those. The high and critical ones, those were, some of them were quite scary because some of them are they're actually really big and they're really bad.
Don't scare the people.
No, we fixed them.
It's so dramatic. Do 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 do.
No, but it is because
do 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 do.
No, because
the Jaws song.
No, man.
Doom, doom, doom.
Look, I have to give people the truth of it, and the truth of it is there were things in there that if we had have gone out without those issues being fixed,
yes.
Without those issues being sorted out, without them being fixed, it would have not have been a catastrophe, but there were huge exploits built within that stuff. And you know, we fixed it, we sorted it. The Red4Sec guys went, bang, this is solid. You've done it. It's no longer an issue. Guaranteed, there's going to be somebody that's going to go, oh, I'm going to go try this, and you know, go for it, please. I'm willing to bet that Red4Sec are probably. I mean, I know they're better than me. I know that for a fact, but yeah, there were some big issues in there. We're continuing the relationship with them in as much as we're still technically not allowed to say that they're partners, even though I really want to, but they don't. That
would be so cool. They're a really nice bunch of people.
I love them.
Really
Diego and Shargon, and I can't remember the name of the other guy.
With an A, I think.
They're absolutely awesome folk. I love them to pieces. They started teaching me a bit of Spanish, and I started learning it on the side as well. They're really, really fantastic guys. We do have a great relationship with them. I'm just over the moon that we picked them. They have been. I think it was one of the best decisions. Yeah, they've been fantastic. They really, really, really have.
So the point you tried to make is, if we did not do the audit and we launched back in, when was it? June. We didn't do the audit. We launched back in June. It would not have been good.
Well,
it would have been more damaging probably to us than any good.
Well, we can't say that people would have found those issues, but if they did, if somebody found the issues like these guys did, really,
there's some very clever hackers out
there. They would have. It would have been horrible. So you know. Okay.
So list. Do you want to pick another list, or you want to do some
sincerest
questions?
Form of flattery. There we go. Sincerest form, not the greatest form. Difference between normal and multi-sig. Okay, so Martin, just quickly on that. The difference between the normal wallets, your standard mono-signature wallets, and the multi-sig wallets is this. Mono-signature wallets do not require more than one private key or one combo key in order to sign a transaction, in order for that to be sent. They also have the ability to stake. And this is an extremely important thing that everybody who is going to spin up multi-sig wallets needs to realize. Multi-sig wallets will not stake. They cannot stake. They're not allowed to. It is the reason for that is because what we don't want is we don't want people pooling together in massive whale groups and going, oh, I've got 2 billion coins and I'm going to basically grab all the rewards by skewing the difficulty. So multi-sig wallets not allowed to stake.
So Dev Wallet can't stake.
Yeah, Dev Wallet will not stake. Grant Thornton will not stake, etc., etc. So those are really the biggest differences. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same. They run through the same transaction processes. They both use ring CT groups, all of that sort of thing. The setup of the multi-sig wallet is quite technical, though. It requires sharing of keys and all of that sort of thing, because you basically got to build this private key out of a whole bunch of combinations instead of just having the one individual piece.
But the launcher was quite easy.
The setup wizard is pretty cool. There's just one little window.
We're still going to tweak it a little bit. Hey, when would you say multi-sig is like 100%? Would you say 2 weeks as well?
No, multi-sig is going to be ready at release.
Oh, fantastic.
The last little pieces, I think the guys are finishing off this evening or tomorrow
the devs
morning.
are not sleeping at the moment.
Devs are not sleeping. No. Multi-sig wallet is a wallet with multiple passwords. No, Leo. It's not multiple passwords. It's multiple keys, multiple accounts that allow a transaction to be authorized by co-signers. I'm going to be a little bit technical here. So what it is they're required more than one signature by more than one private key in order to authorize a transaction. Boom. Have we tried to get listing on OKEx? We've actually been talking to OKEx. I know you've been talking to them.
I'm busy in talks with them at the moment.
Yeah, so we're talking to them. No guarantees, no promises. James, I just want to be sure that my token in Bitmart exchange is safe. Look, we can't guarantee your safety.
It's a third party.
I'm not going to say that your funds are safe on an exchange. I'm not.
Not even on Binance.
No, I'm not going to say that because it's not true. If it's not your private key, it's not your crypto. If it's in our wallets and it's your private key, safe. Yeah, core, not your keys, not your crypto. Okay. Sorry, Spark. Want to make it simple to understand. It's okay, Leo. It's cool. I get it, dude. I technical brain, like I see things like that and I sort of go, all right, Grant Thornton, do you want to take that or should I? Because you've...
There's just one thing you mentioned today that I wanted to highlight on the live. The thing where you said if you're going to spin up, did you say when you were going to spin up a wallet and you switch off your computer, it's going to corrupt the database or some people? Remember, I said, please just remember to mention it in the live stream.
The basics of it are, look, we've tried to cover every possible scenario for wallet crashes. Don't do stupid shit.
Beep.
I know.
We need the little beep thing.
Don't do stupid. Seriously, guys, like we have, I mean, there's always going to be a way to break these things. But if people come back to us and go, oh, I've got a corrupt database, my wallet doesn't want to open anymore, and I've got 1 million coins stuck in there, and it'd be like, okay, what did you do? Can you give us the bug so that we can replicate it so we can issue a fix for it? And you go, well, I opened and closed it 15 times, and then I pulled the internet cable out, and then I did all of this. And then we're just going to tell you, just go. Because seriously, it's like, like, come on. And within the realms of normal possibility, we've pretty much taken care of everything.
So in the short version, don't restart or disconnect or anything while you install the process.
Especially while your wallet is synchronizing.
Yes.
Synchronizing part is the most is the most key part because it is busy going through the transactions on the blockchain. And it's busy building up the block and transaction databases within your wallet. If you break it at that point, you're going to corrupt your database. And then, I mean, really, it's your own fault. It just is. I
think we'll write up a few notes on do's and don'ts. Andy, please put it in ClickUp. Or Rod or someone that's online. Please on the to-do list, let's write a little do's and don'ts for installation and new startups for masternodes and all that kind of stuff. So we can get that out next week as well.
Okay. Do you have some message they're going to support the swap?
Wait, I think we're here.
Oh, okay, we're up there. Do I need to move my DAPS tokens on Engine Wallet before Monday? Yes. Although chances are, and
do I need to move my DAPS to Engine before Monday?
On
okay, well,
Engine.
it depends.
Well, you're going to move them to an exchange, or you're going to use our
swaps
network process.
Yeah.
See, all these people that got pissed about you guys holding off the mainnet release so you guys can get the code back. Wow. Okay, there's some strong language there. Yeah. Okay.
Bitmart exchange. Yes, Bitmart is supporting mainnet.
When food admin.
When
food.
Oh, when beer admin. Well, we've got champagne, so I'll get that out soon. Have you seen some messages from Bitmart?
Oh, yes,
we already signed the agreements and
guys,
everything.
Please
Read the updates channel.
Please read updates.
Oh, I need to make a sign, and then every time we
No, you're
live
not going to put
stream,
that up.
it's gonna go like this. Updates channel.
Now they
So
know what we're going to
people
talk about.
remember.
Now they know
They
what we're
can't
gonna
read
talk
your
about.
writing.
I know that's true. Guys, yes, Bitmart stacks and
TXBit.
TXBit. Bitmart stacks, TXBit. Bitmart stacks, TXBit.
No engine wallets, no MyEther wallets, no wallet is going to do an auto swap.
None.
None.
You have to transition using Swaps Network
Or an
then exchange. End. Right.
You can read
if I have all my DAPS in my personal wallet, how can I get traded in the exchanges? And then how will the price get a move on? You don't want us to trade DAPS. What?
Read it slowly.
If I have all my DAPS in my personal wallet, how can it get traded in exchanges?
You need to send it there.
You need to send it to exchanges. Then how will the price get move on? Well, the price will be whatever the community determines. You don't want us to trade DAPS?
We do.
I don't know.
He's probably saying because we closing trading on the 29th, so we have to legally do that. Then we're going to convert to coins. So he's asking, I get what he's kind of possibly getting at.
Right.
Should he trade DAPS or should he hold it or master staking?
You've really got to sit back and you've got to analyze what's happening with the exchanges at the time that you decide that you want to do these things. Obviously, any coins held in personal wallets cannot technically be traded for any other item other than you sending it somewhere or somebody sending it to you. So exchanges just to watch this space. See, we again, like I say, we're trying to coordinate things as closely as what we possibly can, so that all of the exchanges open up roughly at the same time, but we cannot control them. Some of them will have hard dates. Some of them will just do it as quickly as what they can.
What if we make a dump of a wallet? Is it just a matter of resyncing? So you remember the issue we just talked about? How will they fix that?
What do you mean a dump of the wallet, though? I just want to.
I think he's talking about the technical issue, dumping of connectivity that we just said.
Don't you know why things take so long?
I understand.
Don't you know why things take so long?
No, because I can understand. Because remember, they're probably not English speaking, so I get what he's saying.
Regardless of whether he's English speaking or not. So, when you, Leo, do me a favor. When you say dump, do you mean like there's a problem with the wallet that you break the thing, or do you mean in terms of usually Qt wallet has wallet.dat? Right? Yes, it does. Has wallet.dat. Oh, okay. Are you talking about backups potentially, or resyncing things? Drop your fully fledged question in there. Feel free to get completely technical because I'll answer it. Hey community, please don't trade. Okay, price talk. We don't do that. I've done some Bitmart and expecting that after the 30th of September they will swap the tokens with coins, right? Yes, Shaz, 100% correct. How many nodes can we run on one IP address? Okay. I've got some interesting information for you guys, and that we'll get to that. Yeah, the thing you were talking about before. Yeah, backup. Okay. So Leo, yes. When you have obviously the thing that I always recommend people to do is when your wallet is synchronized, when it's up and running, when everything's cool, take a backup of it, throw it on a USB drive, and put that USB drive in a safe, inside another safe, inside another safe. Keep it safe, because that backup is really your key to getting your funds back at any point in time. Obviously, don't forget your password and all that sort of thing. Also write down your mnemonic phrase and store it, preferably not with your USB, because, well, then anybody who gets that can get it. But yes, realistically, there is the ability to back up your wallet inside our wallets, and there's also the ability to recover from a mnemonic phrase. The biggest thing I would say is just do backups, do regular backups of it. It doesn't matter when you restore from a backup, all that it's going to do is just resync the chain. But the main thing, the absolute key thing that you are going to get back from your mnemonic phrase or your backups is your private key. That private key is the key to your wallet. That wallet is the key to your finances, which are obviously sitting on the chain. But it's the key to you having everything there. So please back up. please do that.
No, we can't recover anything.
Correct. If the backup is gone and the wallet.dat is gone, and you can't remember your mnemonic phrase, you're done. There is nobody on this planet that can help you, not even us. We cannot recover it. It's like that guy who's got 10,000 bitcoins or something like that in a wallet, and he can't remember the password for it. Best things about you guys: take your community very seriously. Thanks, Jazz. Yeah, we do. We do. We like you guys. I hope you like us. I know I'm a bit quirky, but you know. Once Mainnet is launched, we'll be able to purchase DAPS merch. You can do it right now. You can purchase DAPS merch right now.
Yes, we've got a store on Zazzle. If you go on our website under the information center, I think it is, it says there DAPS shop or shop. It takes you there. I'm pretty sure I've put it there.
Okay, let's go through this. So I don't know if you want to do that, or is that
Just answer this one more technical.
Can you tell us whether there will be an ARM Linux version for Raspberry Pi? Okay, so that is something that you guys have seen Lewis Seidel online a lot. He's one of our moderators. He's also one of our, I wouldn't say junior anymore, the amount of work he's doing. He's one of our developers. He is super keen on Raspberry Pis, and I know that I believe he's been testing it. It's not specifically built for Raspberry Pis at the moment, but we don't believe that it'll take overly much for us to be able to actually change a few bits and pieces in order to make it work. Raspberry Pis are not going to necessarily be supported out the gate, but there is a possibility that it can come in the near future.
Which one did you want me to address?
Just that one, because is that one sorted out yet?
Oh, yeah. So next week, maybe this weekend. Maybe I'll get it sorted out this weekend. We'll just announce to you guys who else we've approved so far in terms of another Masternode service. So there's been a lot of suggestions coming through from the community. And like I said, we research all of them. We try and do due diligence. So we look at the team, how long they've been operating, risks involved. Some stuff I even shoot over to my lawyer, Harley. He works very hard. I send a lot of stuff to him.
Yep.
So he looks at the agreements for us, risks and things like that. So we do try and just make good decisions for now. But I do want to say, however, I think from next year, so now once we go open source, once Mainnet's running, once everything is smooth, solid, I think we would possibly look at more of the suggestions again and possibly take more votes on it. And
reevaluate.
if a lot of you vote that you do want that exchange or you do want that service, then that's it. We will sign up for it and get the process going and agreements, whatever is needed. But I think then eventually we can step a little bit back from trying to protect the community too much and trying to protect the product and trying all that. And we will naturally let it be more, well, you guys vote, do you want this? Yes, no, your own risk, and off we go. So that's where we're going. I just want to make that clear. It's not always going to be our decision.
Yeah.
I do want to make it more vote related. You guys have to say. So if you vote to go on Yobit, and something happens and get hacked, that's what you wanted. We did it. Yeah. So that's what I want to do moving forward.
I think we also have to have a scenario whereby the guys can come up and they can say, hey, listen, the community has voted for this. Can you guys please look into it? And then we'll hype,
No, but if they voted, if 80% said yes, they want to go on Yobit, we have to do it.
But if it is not possible for us to do it for particular reasons, then we need to inform the community and go, hey, listen, well, you guys want to go on Binance now. We can't do it because of X, Y, and Z. Like we've got to.
Let's say they ask $1 million in this new safety deposit nonsense. If they ask for $1 million and we're currently trading at what the market's at the moment, well, yes, we can pay it eventually, but we can't pay it in a month.
Right now, yeah.
So, yeah.
Jason, do you guys have any plan to work with hardware wallets like Legend Nano or create your own? Yes, we are not creating our own because I'm not going to go through that rigmarole, to be honest. Hardware wallets. Ledger.
Hardware. Yes.
Trezor is probably off the table. We've been taking a deep look into Treasure. Stop it! She flicked me on the leg, told me to stop umming. She's been doing it a lot. Yeah.
Because I'm picking it up from you. I've never said it before because I've trained myself on public speaking.
I trained you.
And now he ums every 2 seconds, and now I do it.
I trained your ass.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Okay, right. Getting back to other things. So Ledger is probably the one we're going to be going for. We do have, through our developers who have previously worked through Arcadia, they have previously done work with Ledger, and they've got a certain sort of steps and different bits and pieces of things that we need to go through, and we will definitely be looking into that. That is very, very high on the to-do list. It's not on the nice to haves. It's on the to-dos. We want Ledger support. Yeah. What's the future updates on the wallet? Will be options like update and install on Windows, or we will need to download a new version from the wallet and the website and do. Okay.
Oh, the updates.
So there is. It's one of those things with software where, yes, automated updates are kind of cool and it's kind of fun to do, but automated it is to an extent, but it also isn't, because it's an attack vector.
Oh yeah, true.
If somebody manages to go, okay, cool, DAPS has got this automated update mechanism that they use internally inside their wallets, like a shell almost that executes or brings up the wallet. If they figure out how to crack and break that automatic update system, they can essentially point it to another place. Once they point it to another place, and you as the user and we as the software suppliers are not going to know about this, you're going to automatically download their version of the wallet, which could be horrific. It could steal all your coins. It could steal all of these bits and pieces. So probably we'll be staying away from automated updates. I don't think it's a valuable enough idea.
Is it something that we can explore with a company like Red for Sake, getting them on board again, or research, or?
It's possible, but it's a lot of hoops to jump through. There's so many bits and pieces that need to take place.
A lot of services and software still push out manual updates.
Yeah,
even big corporations still send me emails. Hey, please go download your latest update. We'll think about it and possibly.
It's not something that's going to happen in the near future. You will have to download the new wallet. You won't necessarily you won't have to read. Jesus Christ.
Look at him.
Fucking hell.
Oh my God, the champagne has spoken. It's time to celebrate Mainnet. It hit me right here on my shoulder. Oh my God. Cheers, everybody.
Far out.
That was hilarious.
Who do I blame?
I can see everybody rewinding.
Yeah,
now they're going to make a meme. Poof. Goodness
Oh my God.
me.
Right.
Okay, well, that's a sign. It's time for a sip of champagne.
I've never in my life. That's the weirdest thing. That is the weirdest thing.
The Papa can dance. Whoops. Okay, I'm making a mess.
See, look at this. Can't even pour champagne properly. I think you're going to have to put some ice. I know what it is. It got warm. Because it's been standing out since I put it out. Yeah.
So the oxidation, yeah. And we need an ice block in there.
Yeah, an ice block in there. That thing's cold. Oh, it's warm actually. Anyway, so Trezor, yes. Not Trezor. Ledger Sport, yes. And automated updates, no. Quick thing. Cheers, by the way. Ta-da.
Hey, you need to wait for me to cheers.
I can cheers to my man.
Can't just cheers by yourself.
Cheers to my man.
No, you can't. You're rude.
Thank you.
Don't pull out your South African manners here, hey?
That coming from the South African. So one of the things that I noticed was a question there earlier, which I said I would get back to, is running multiple nodes. One of the things that we did just confirm today, hey, DAPS Spain, one of the things we did confirm, and we've tested it, it is working, is multiple masternodes on IPv6. So yes, masternodes will support IPv6, so go for it. And because if you put your masternode on IPv6, you don't really have to worry about ports too much. I believe the maximum that we've tested so far is 5, and they all ran perfectly fine. Absolutely no configuration required.
Mainnet celebration time.
So
It's
this thing's
color.
actually warm.
It is, eh?
Yeah, it gets hot
Can't
very
wear
quickly.
it.
So yes,
too
for
long.
anybody wondering about multi-nodes, multi-nodes on IPv6 works absolutely fantastically. Multi-nodes on IPv4 does require a little bit of tweaking of the configurations. I would suggest if you are going to run multi-nodes, go the IPv6 option. That would be awesome.
Okay. Halftime break. It is officially our last promo Friday as a token, which is awesome. So by next week, we gonna be you're interrupting, you're rude. We're gonna be a coin. We are very excited. It's been a year and a half in the make. It's been a very long, sometimes happy, sometimes sad, sometimes angry journey, but that's what it takes to build a business. We want to thank all of you, the team members that's been with us till now. We appreciate you guys.
They have to put up with us more than you guys do.
Yes.
You
but
guys.
they get us by now.
Sometimes.
So we want to say thank you so much to the team. I mean, without them, we wouldn't achieve half the stuff we had.
No, hell no.
Yes, especially Prime and DKeel. Oh my God, last year with the claims processes. Thank you guys. We know that was a hell of a hard job to do. So thank you for the commitment in getting that done. The airdrop was a massive success.
And thanks to Andy, thanks to Lavris, thanks to Core, thanks to Rod, thanks to Maru, Lavris, Ivan,
Baba.
Yay,
Baba. Ooh, we
Alchemy,
can't forget one now.
Alchemy J, Alchemy J, ZZ Tan.
Oh, Alex Good.
Julian, Alex Good.
And the one of the V. Oh, goodness.
DAPS Spain.
Yes.
So Crypto Enthusiast, who basically runs Discord on his own.
How many?
Oh, yeah, that
is fantastic. Wow, there's so many.
We've got 23. We're missing someone. Someone's going to get...
with a V.
Someone's
always forget his name. The Russian mod.
Vadim. No? This is so bad.
Ooh, we're going to get
horrible.
fired.
Yeah, I know. Oh, there's going to be so many messages on Telegram now.
So, yeah, we want to say thank you so much, guys.
Vasya, that's a Vasya Pumpkin.
Vasya. There we go.
Thanks, Ivan.
So, here's a cheers to you guys first. Cheers to the team.
Cheers to the team.
So, you got to take a sip.
No,
otherwise,
now
it's
I
bad
get
luck.
to
Yes. Okay. The next cheers.
Yes, Roland, our latest one.
Oh, Roland. Yes, he just joined. He's part of the NL chat and the lounge. So, Roland, thanks for joining us. Then we have Blanks.
Yes,
Core. Yes, we've mentioned
Core.
All of them, great people. So now we go to the community. Do you have something to say for the community?
We love you guys. Prost.
Okay, we love you guys.
We love you guys. What else can we say? I mean, look, you guys have been with us through thick and thin.
Yes, thanks for believing in us.
It's been it's been such a journey. It really has. And realistically, did we think it was going to end up like this? Over the course of last year, there were times when we felt it wasn't. And then you guys were there. You guys were there to tell us, like, hey, listen, keep pushing. We're with you. We support you. We love you.
If it wasn't for that,
so
yes.
What more can I say, really, other than we love our community. We have our every now and again we sort of get in each other's hair and sort of get up and all then every now and again there are
disagreements.
There are disagreements and there's buttons pushed from both sides, and
but it's a bunch of people together.
I think it's natural as humans. humans were, it's just a natural thing. And we,
That's love to our haters. Yes. Oh my God. Freaking cheers to the haters, because here we are. Tuesday, Australia time, Monday, US time. We're going live. We could say we did it. We did it.
We didn't take PivX and go, PivX forks, put it out the door and go, oh, look, there it is. We've actually built, I think that's 80, I think it's now 88% or 85% our own code from scratch. It's just like there's a few little bits and pieces of PivX in there. So,
thank you, Cam, our main dev. Oh my God, that guy is incredible.
Yeah.
So we have some Africans in the house. Fabulous.
What's the plans for DAPS in Africa? Realistically, download the wallet. As far as the wallet's concerned, we're a global family.
Yeah, and we can also make a trip to Africa at some stage. I do want to do that. I do want to do a global trip, actually.
We'll do a roadshow at some point.
Yes.
I think we'll do.
Netherlands,
we'll set up a roadshow.
Germany, Egypt, Switzerland.
You're just naming places
Russia.
You want to go see cool things in.
No. I want to go meet the communities. I want to hang out with them. I want to do meetups.
Well, I mean, that's true.
What's better than meeting all our community members?
Getting new ones.
Yes, but they will bring a friend along.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
So cheers to you, the community. Thank you so much. We can't wait to launch Mainnet. Ding, ding. On Monday.
Cheers, Jen, ladies and gents.
Mm.
Okay.
Did we say thanks to everybody?
We said thanks to everybody
and the community.
We said thanks to the team and the community.
And thanks to you, Andrew.
And thanks to you.
You've kept development going, and it's actually been a great team in getting this thing to where it is today. So thank you.
Yeah, we don't.
Thanks for the support, putting up with all the tears and screams and all of that. Thank you.
Let's just wait for Mainnet to come out, and then we can go. We've done a good job. Yeah.
Be positive. What you think, you create.
I am positive.
Let's move on to questions.
Well, first, the other thing is for anybody asking questions about Cryptopia and Grant Thornton.
Okay, yeah.
The other day, it was end of last week, wasn't it?
Last week Friday.
Yeah,
we met with them.
Last week Friday we met with. I don't want to say names because I don't want to get people getting emails and all that sort of thing. But we did meet with an individual who is a partner in Grant Thornton itself. He and the organization were absolutely ecstatic that we had reached out to them and that we had attempted to garner a relationship. They have responded in kind. I've already sent off emails to the tech team who is currently handling the Cryptopia wallet, informing them of exactly the process that they're going to go through. They've agreed with it. They've said it's fantastic, that it's very clear, very concise. So we are doing our absolute best in order for the Grant Thornton to have access to everything that they need in order to transition the tokens to the coins. What happens thereafter, again, is still up to legal processes. There are currently several courts who are going to be, determining what the scenario is. It's mainly courts in New Zealand, though, because that's the legislative or area that Cryptopia falls under. And Grant Thornton obviously has to do that because they're liquidating in New Zealand. There were a large number of things that we discussed on the day when we had this meeting, and it was all really good and really fine. But realistically, they want to work with us. They want to work very closely with us. They're looking to us.
And also other projects.
Yeah, they're looking to us to be advisors.
They want to help.
Yeah. They've said to us, will you advise us on how to do this crypto thing? It's not that they don't know crypto, but it's just that this is a liquidation organization. They are not. It's not a thing for them to sit back and do crypto all day long. And because we are in direct contact, and the guy actually lives here in Australia as well, he said, please, just can we
bounce ideas?
Can we pick your brains? And we said, absolutely, please do.
And just one comment I have on that is that I think realistically people need to expect an outcome to be at least from a year to 2 years long. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
You're not going to get an answer in 3 months, and you're not going to get an answer in 6 months. I think realistically you need to make yourself ready for at least a year to 2 years time for all the legal processes and everything to go through.
Correct. There's legal procedures, there's technical procedures, the stuff at Cryptopia, like when you explained to me exactly what they're dealing with at Cryptopia itself, my jaw was on the floor. I couldn't believe how badly it had been put together. So look, as long as they do the transition, that means that they've done their legal due diligence with regards to the transition from the token to the coin, and that means that the coins will then be in their possession. They again have been told not to stake for two reasons. Number one, 2.3 billion coin staking is not going to be a good thing. Number two, any rewards earned on top of those coins are then technically also under the ownership of Grant Thornton, and then they'd have to figure out how to what to do with those coins and how to distribute it, because technically it wasn't actually owned by anybody else until the transition took place. So they've said they're not going to stake it. They've flatly
and we also had the conversation about selling into the market to recuperate losses. That's the absolute last thing on their list. They said they do not want to hurt businesses or markets or anything. So they try to set our minds at ease that would be literally the last option ever. And he said the liquidation is well funded. There's no reason anytime soon to liquidate funds to liquidate.
There's again, it goes through legal processes, there's court determinations, all of that sort of thing. But they, as Adel correctly states, they don't want to sell them if possible. Any big investor or large company waiting for the mainnet launch? I don't know. Are you?
Well, they are talking about it. It's like we had some feedback that people are already talking about the DAPS chain that's launching at different events and stuff. Remember, there was the Hong Kong one, China or something. That we've heard feedback that people are already keeping an eye on us.
To put it this way, maybe not. I'm going to leave that one up to you. Is there something? There's something good in this. They will, yeah. Look. Realistically, yes. There's, as long as Grant Thornton holds on to those tokens, there's 2.3 billion that's sitting. But we would like it to be a mutually beneficial agreement between Grant Thornton and the affected parties, whoever they may be. But unfortunately, we can't affect that in any way, shape, or form. We can't change it. We can't. We're a third party. We're travelers in the bus along for the ride, just like you guys are.
So we're very cool people. Thanks, Nazar. And then we have, are we going to go out and party today? Kdit? Is it Kevdit?
Sevdit.
No, because I got to sit and type up all the article stuff for next week.
Correct.
I got to make the website pages for you guys to download your wallets.
Yep, I've got to double check things going with the swaps network. I have to double check development on multi-sig.
A lot of work to do.
A few really cool ideas. Trust me when I tell you, going out and partying is the last thing on my mind.
Yeah.
I want Mainnet out the door.
Yeah, I think we can party next weekend and just take a breather. Because I don't think we're going to sleep much this weekend, honestly. Nothing Monday.
Yeah,
Monday, we're probably going to pull an all-nighter.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So I'd like to party, but not for us. All right, scroll down. What else? Anything else? Swap network, what exchange? We tried that. My wallets are done. Would big investors buy on exchanges or OTC by you? Realistically, we try and point people over to exchanges. We don't really do sort of OTC stuff. That being said, when Swaps Network comes online, you'll have an OTC desk, which realistically most big investors, when you're talking about proper whales don't buy on exchanges either. They sell on exchanges, but they don't buy on them. It's more of a market manipulation tactic. They buy on through OTC systems. Like there are places around the world where you can go, sort of little clubs where you can go and do your OTC sales, but for the most part, they big whales. When you're talking, like your 50 or 100 Bitcoin purchases, those are done over the counter.
Yep. So DAPS will have a DEX. Yes, that's my wish list, and I'm like going to push it. And we might partner with people, but yeah, there's more coming on that. let's just say it's more coming, but that's big on the
Smart
wish list.
contracts
and it might
first.
have- Yes, smart contracts, a DEX. We're gonna need a DEX. I mean, look at the governments and stuff are not going to take it easy on privacy coins. So
Yeah.
we have to be a step ahead. We just have to.
It's going to be the war on drugs again. It's going to be the war. It's going to be the war on crypto, and we're going to win it.
Yeah.
Easy as. Right. What's the next step
Can DAPS
after launch?
use
Wait,
for
hang on.
poker?
What's the next step after launch and timelines?
I'm going to publish a document for the marketing plans ahead, and you guys can give your feedback on that. I think that's the easiest way.
Also, rumors DAPS used for poker. Well, if it is, I'm going to use it.
Yes, I
I
love a
love
good
my
poker
poker.
game. Love poker. So when we do meetups, we need to do one. Yeah, that's a
Poker
plan.
meetup.
We need to do a poker meetup,
Oh,
and then you pay and win.
no, we
You
can
put
just
in a
we can
good
just host
DAPS.
a poker event. Yeah, that'll work.
Hey, one day we can sponsor the big global, what's that poker event in Vegas? What's it called?
Oh, the World Series.
Yes, the World Series of Poker will be the main sponsor. That'll be cool.
If that means I get a ticket to play, then I'm playing, then I'm going. Poker costs money. Yes, it does. It does cost money indeed. But
Atomic
it's
swaps, there we go.
people have been
Very
telling
little
me
about
atomic swaps on Swaps Network. Yes. So look, atomic swaps are a thing. The Swaps Network guys are currently building their own atomic swap system. I'm not going to build our own. I will partner with organizations. The way I see it is the same way as like how Uber was built. Uber didn't build Google Maps themselves. Uber didn't build GPS systems into phones themselves. What they did was they leveraged what other people had already built and generated new things on top of that and used that to further their business. And it's a great model. Why should I go and not reinvent the wheel, but why should I just go make a different wheel? Just use other people's wheels who are willing to partner with us in order to further that particular agenda. I like the face of Spock when it asks about the World Series. Well, come on, I'm a poker guy. I do. I love my poker, man. I'm not gonna lie. I've wanted to play in the World Series for 10 years now, if not a bit longer. I really have. So,
what's the price pool on that again for first prize?
10 million, I think.
10 million. You could pay a nice few exchanges with that.
Yeah, it means I'd have to win it.
Yes. Pressure is on. Start practicing.
Yeah, I'm gonna take on Daniel Negreanu and
Never say never.
Phil Hellmuth and Phil Ivey and
Never say never. Okay, is there any more questions, guys? Let us know. We've covered the audit, Grant Thornton, Mainnet, Masternet partnerships, exchanges. Yes, we did exchanges.
We've done exchanges a lot. IPv6 again, reiteration. Masternodes on IPv6 is good. It's tested. It works, and it runs multi-nodes. Do it. It's actually easier. It's actually easier if you do it.
And please be careful of scams for the mainnet stuff now. Make sure that you visit the correct domain address.
Yes.
Make sure you download the correct wallet links and stuff from the website.
Yes.
Always check. Because they're so sneaky. They change one little letter that you can't see.
Yeah.
And then, you lose your stuff. So please double check. Use a VPN, triple check, call mom, call dad, call the sisters, brothers, everybody to check the domain before you click download.
I was gonna say get a hold of the mods.
Double check, please. We're doing everything on our end with Swaps Network as much as possible. We've reviewed the security processes. We even asked input from RedForSec to have a quick look. We're trying our best to keep it stable and safe.
And secure.
But as you guys saw, there's a lot of fake Twitter accounts, there's fake Facebook accounts, there's fake mods, there's a fake me, there's a fake Spock.
Is it? I haven't been faked yet.
We had one, and we reported it was gone very quick.
Really?
So, yes, please be careful.
What on earth is all
Boobies.
of that?
Is that
No, that's
boobies?
not boobs. What is that?
Why? And
Leah?
of course done on YouTube.
Leah?
I don't know what that is. I'm too scared to ask.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that is either. It kind of looks like a fruit though, like a little flowery thing. Maybe it's a blossom. Who knows?
That's it. I think
ladies and
everybody's
gents.
asked everything they wanted to ask.
Well, okay, let's put it this way. Final question that has not been asked yet.
While I get some more champagne.
She's going to get some more champagne. So if you've got a question, wise. Cool. So if there are any questions, if anyone has a question that has not been asked yet, fire it away. We'll be here for about another 2 or 3 minutes. And then thereafter, we may have a glass of champagne again and potentially something to eat.
Oh yeah, we haven't eaten yet.
I had leftovers from last night.
No, but there's KFC waiting.
No, maybe.
Just get some ice.
Partnerships already been asked. If you put space, it looks. Yeah, it does look like that, doesn't it? So sorry, Jay Goebel. Partnerships have already been asked. Next one. Come on, somebody hit me with something that no one's asked yet. I dare you. No private key, no crypto, not safe in exchanges. Yes. What happened to the test phase collectibles that we have? Does it have value? That's an interesting question. What is the story with the collectibles?
Oh, yes. So let me sit down. The collectibles that we have, so the Monacero and, oh goodness, Vidarian, and what was that?
Monacero, Vidarian, Arcanax, and...
But Arcanax and Vidarian are the main ones. So yes. The games we've partnered with or collaborating with are still in production. The biggest one's obviously Age of Rust. That's going to be so cool. And
Cats and Mechs.
And Cats and Mechs, yes.
Swolsome will hurt you.
I know. The characters are awesome. We've seen... He's sleeping, it's US. The characters are awesome. So those games are still in production. So they might launch it before the end of the year, but I want to say realistically beginning 2020. Then the games will go live. For Age of Rust, we're going to have our own unique episode in the game. So you're going to have a Vidarian or Arcanax to unlock that to be able to play. That's why I haven't dropped more collectibles recently, is because I also want to keep some aside for when the games go live, so we can drop some more, so some of their community can get some tokens as well, instead of me just dropping it now to all of our community.
Yeah.
So yes, the games are still in production. They'll come out next year. And yes, we'll have our own episodes, unique, features of the collectibles in the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, we might release some more in the future. And if I can have my way, I would really, really, really like some form of either partnership with a big gaming house, so like Naughty Dog, or with PlayStation or Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Ta-da! That's a big dream of mine. That'd be so cool.
When Genesis Block? Where was that? Yeah. Yes, when Genesis Block. Okay, so the Genesis Block.
Can we even say that online though? Because
not really. The Genesis Block we're looking to have up and running probably
between right now and Monday afternoon.
Yeah. So we'll have it up and running. It won't be this weekend. It'll be the beginning of next week. Obviously, when you fire up the Genesis block of your main network, that's it. You're cruising. So right now we are in testing. We are busy firing up different networks in order to just test the open, the running, making sure that the proof of work all is 100%, and then we're also tearing those networks back down again, having a look to see how that all goes. Spark, how many hours you continuously stayed awake during development? I think the longest time I've ever stayed awake actually wasn't with development. I've pulled a few 20-hour days and a few 24-hour days, with the devs. But the longest that I've ever actually stayed awake was the first airdrop.
Oh, goodness.
That first airdrop, the day before the airdrop happened. So the airdrop happened at like 7 o'clock in the morning my time. I was up at about 9 o'clock in the morning, had meetings, all of that sort of thing, carried that through. 7 o'clock the next day, the first airdrop happened. I think I only went to bed at about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock that afternoon, somewhere around there. So that's probably about the longest. It was about it was over 30 hours that I was that I was awake
those airdrops, People have no idea.
That was nuts.
That drained us.
That was nuts. That was literally me sitting there watching these transactions.
No, but even beforehand, all the claims. Oh, goodness, it was a lot of work. But it was worth it.
Anything else? What other plans are there to add value? That's a fairly open-ended question. There's a lot of plans. There's a lot of stuff that we want to do.
Oh, the test phase collectible. That was one we made especially. Oh, because with testnet.
Beta test.
Yes. Let's see if we can do something special with that. I'll speak to some of the guys and see if we can do something there. And how many devs are in the team? Sure, there's a few.
There's quite a few. I'd say 6? At the moment 6 to 8. Yeah. 6 to 8 total.
6 to 8 developers.
Including project
and
managers.
The cool thing is, once we've launched Mainnet and the devs are a little bit calmer, I would say maybe a week or two after.
No, because no.
Anyway,
it's not going to be a week or two after because of mobile wallets. I want mobile wallets out the door first. After that, then.
We'll see. Okay, so you are also going to have an opportunity to directly connect with the developers. We are going to get them onto the forum.
Specifically our lead developer.
Yes. So you're going to be able to engage with Arcadia, the lead developers themselves. You can ask them questions, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So yeah, we said, please, we need them there.
There's a few articles that they're also going to be working on.
Yes, they're writing some articles for us. Yep. But yes, you will, after Mainnet launch, be able to speak directly with the devs, which is really cool.
Bye, Leo.
Cheers.
Sorry, general question. Currently, there's some FUD around quantum computing related to blockchain. What's your thoughts on that? Quantum computing related to blockchain, I can't imagine that there's going to be much FUD around that. I would say it's probably going to be around quantum computing and brute forcing private keys. Blockchain in and of itself is a data store. It's a value store. Whatever you put into it, it gets stored. So yeah, I think we need to, again, like I've said many times before, we need to separate the idea of blockchain and cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies just happen to be built on blockchain technologies. You could realistically build them on a relational database if you really wanted to, but it would be very unsecure. Blockchain as a technical concept is just an immutable data store. The minute you change it, it changes the nonce. Once the nonce changes, every other block is invalidated thereafter, and that's how you know what the right chain is and what the wrong chain is. Through consensus mechanisms, talking to each other and going, hey, look, this is the longest chain. There you go. Quantum computing, I don't think you can actually have fun around that and blockchain, but quantum computing and the capacity, the speeds at which it will run could potentially mean that you would be able to you would be able to brute force private keys and then get into wallets that you didn't previously have access to.
And yes, Borat. Anyway, that's the bug that's on our website in the menu. I've tried all the settings and I can't get it to work. So if you have time or you know what to look for to fix it, please. I have tried everything. Happy to talk with you on how to fix that. It irritates me too, and I don't know how to fix it. I think Luricidal's looked at it, he doesn't know how to fix it, so that would be awesome. Austria.
Yeah, I want to go there too. Very pretty country.
You want to go everywhere.
I do. I want to travel. I want to see the world. I can show you the world. Anyway.
Okay, I think that's about it. Stop pulling your face.
Well, people, it's an hour.
It's going to look like you need Botox. Oh, you're going to need Botox right there.
That's a manly bump right there. That's a manly. That's the bump of a man that frowns.
Thanks, greetings. Okay, total
volume of if you're talking about total supply is
supply. Yep.
So total supply is 60 billion. Maximum supply is 70 billion after all emissions have been emitted.
Please explain what that means.
Okay, emissions are the block rewards that are received for proof of stake, and obviously part of those rewards goes towards proof of audit. But 1,050 block rewards per minute or per block. I think it works out to about 18 years. So essentially, we have 60 billion supply, which is that is the initial supply coming out the door. That is the maximum supply, the total supply of the coin. We will not be minting any more. The emissions are the rewards for the blocks, and there is a total of 10 billion in reserve for that, and that's it. Once maximum supply is 70 billion, it will never go higher. If it does, by some weird magic, then somebody's messing around with the chain and proof of order will catch it.
The little proof of audit miner thing, yeah, I like that, dude.
Proof of audit?
Yes.
Yeah, proof of audit is pretty cool.
Yes, I think that. And that's the other thing, we always say this, is that the proof of miner, dude, can't work on another chain.
Proof of audit will not work on another chain at all.
That is so cool. So someone can clone us, but they're going to have to try and figure out another way to get their own little miner, dude.
Yeah. They're going to be like, oh, we've got proof of audit. You know, DAPS said it won't work. It won't work. Trust me, I know this. I think I know for a fact that our devs are some of the best in the world.
They truly are. That's without being funny. They are.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's it, people. We are ready for Mainnet next week. We are so excited. Can't wait. I'm not going to sleep on Monday. I'm going to be too excited and stressed because, you always think, oh, what can go wrong? But I feel very positive. Andrew's positive. His hair's not falling out yet, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, I'm either going to be perfectly calm or shouting at people. One of the two.
Yes. When will Peepcoin's website be off? We don't
care.
We don't know. We don't work with people.
We're not Peepcoin.
I think there's other people running with it now.
Yeah, that was the PXN lot, whatever. Blah, don't want to talk about it.
Okay, that's it.
and before Andy can get to it, they were like, oh, okay, they just talked about it. Might as well put the message back.
Look, Peepcoin's the past. I haven't heard that word in such a long time. It's running its own little course, whatever that is, with whoever wants to run with it. Thank God we are not part of that at all. We've got our own healthy chain, our healthy team, everything. I'm so proud of what we've managed to accomplish.
Thanks, Essie.
And really proud. I'm really proud of what we've managed to accomplish. It was very hard, but we made it happen. No ICO. No millions and millions of dollars, but we've just managed the business, managed what we had with the support of the community and the team, and here we are. All of you can be proud of what we've accomplished. Really, honestly, it's really, I think, a very unique story. I'll write a book about it one day. Don't laugh. It will be a bestseller. I'll sell more than Snowden.
You and Edward Snowden these days. So it's like these flights of fancy every now and again. It goes off on a tangent. Well, not on a tangent, but on a thing. Like, oh, I'm very, very fascinated by this person now.
No, but I like Snowden and I like the wiki guy.
What if Edward Snowden is nothing more than a puppet?
For what?
I don't know, Russian or American government. What if he's nothing more than a puppet?
Then I'll pull his strings. You want to ask me a silly question? I'll give you a silly answer.
I think it should actually be the title.
And on that note...
No, that's going to be the title of this video. I'll pull his strings.
And on that note, time to say goodbye. Hard work without money. Yeah, hard work accomplishes a lot. Cheers, everybody. And be safe out there. Don't get hacked by scammers, please.
Not your key, not your crypto. Remember that.
And we'll keep you updated. I'll probably push quite a few updates over this weekend. So stay tuned.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.